theft. Kyari raises the alarm, alleges threat to life. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us once again. Please do well to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Now, the Group Chief Executive Officer, the GCEO of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Mr. Mele Kyari, yesterday said that he had received several death threats from people who are not happy with the efforts being made by the federal government to ensure increased transparency, accountability, as well as an end to crude oil theft, which has seen the country recording severe revenue losses. Now, the revelation by Kyari came just as Nigeria's oil production has started rebounding as production rose above 1 million barrels per day for the first time since July this year, with daily output for October standing at an average of 1,014,485 barrels per day. Now, Kyari, who had made this known while delivering his keynote address in Abuja at a special summit on legislative transparency and accountability organized by the House of Representatives Committee on Anti-Corruption, lamented that Nigeria was losing up to 700,000 barrels of crude daily to oil thieves. Now, the GCEO at the event, which had its theme enhancing transparency and accountability in the oil and gas sector, spoke on several key issues bedefiling the petroleum industry. On the crude oil theft, Kyari lamented that the scale of theft was enormous and that the NNPCL are taking down thousands of illegal refineries in the past 45 months. Lastly, this industry is in shortfall of a change. I have several death threats to myself. That is the cost of change. When people walk away from things they are used to something that's new, something that will take away value and benefit from them, they will react, he said. Now, he however said that they have been able to restore 2 trunk lines and have also involved private security contractors who are complementing the government security agencies to curb the menace. On the NNPCL returning to profitability, Kyari explained that in 2018, the company made a loss of 803 billion naira, which was reduced to 1.3 billion naira by 2021 and a profit of 687 billion naira that same year. He said, the issue of crude oil theft, what we discovered was not expected. We didn't know that this is happening, but the scale is enormous. We have seen pipelines taken from our main truck lines to abandoned platforms. We have thousands of illegal refineries that we have taken down in the past 45 months. We have seen over 295 illegal connections to our pipelines. Many of them have been there for years. That you have a situation where your production came down to 1.1 million barrels from 1.8. The reason is that not all of them are stolen. Let me clear the misconception that the remaining balance is stolen. Companies will stop injecting oil into the pipeline the moment they discover that it can't get to the terminal. Therefore, at the peak of production, you lose over 200,000 barrels per day. But once companies discover this production won't get to the terminal, they will terminate it. So we are losing up to 700,000 barrels of opportunity. It's opportunity loss, Kyari added. Now, can the government companies make profit? According to Kyari, he said, yes, I can show data with you, also published in our statement of account. Dealing with multinational oil companies, the strength of any agreement is the capacity of active members who negotiate these contracts. Partners do take advantage of their partners, it happens, but there is a common rule in the oil and gas industry that when you take advantage of your partner, you will come to realize it years later and it will pay back to you. On why the fuel subsidy payment was necessary, the GCEO said, "We need to understand what this subsidy means. Today, when petrol comes into the country, we transfer to the marketers at 113 naira for us to realize the price of 165 naira per litre. This is the reality. So that means that whatever is the cost, anything after that value is subsidy. So someone has to pay for it. So every difference between 113 and that value is subsidy." Kyari also said that the NNPCL was open to forensic auditing. This, he said, would enable Nigerians know what the National Oil Company was doing. Revenues not delivered to the Federation account. Why won't institutions deliver revenue to the Federation account? You cannot eat your cake and have it. NNPCL by law is required to ensure that energy security, particularly making sure that petroleum products are available to the country. When I give you an invoice, you cannot settle it. Therefore, you have no way of settling this except through fiscal obligations. What fiscal obligations does the NNPCL have? Taxes, royalties, dividends. You cannot deliver these fiscal obligations and be able to deliver import products and sell at sub-market price. What we are doing now is that we will give credit loan to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, upstream, downstream regulators, but the fiscal obligation, we can't do it. Also, we will submit a debit note to the Ministry of Finance so that they will settle us. So we are open to forensic auditing. We are actually inviting it so that Nigerians will know what they are doing. Now, some developed countries are taking out taxes on PMS. That's another name for subsidy. No matter how they try to put it, it is subsidy. Countries are doing something to bring down the cost of energy. These common conversations you are seeing in the media, NNPCL has not gone to the FAAC since January. It is a misplaced expectation because our value should go to the tax authority, and therefore Nigerians must get used to seeing NNPCL off those transactions. We are not able to meet our fiscal obligation of tax reality because of the subsidy regime, Kyari declared. In his remarks, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, Ogbonnaya Orji, disclosed that between 1999 and 2020, Nigeria has earned $741.74 billion from oil and gas alone. But he, however, lamented that the data was not being properly used, urging the National Assembly to debate the report laid before the Parliament at plenary. Now that's it on the details of today's report, and that's all we can take on today's report until we'll come your way next time with more happenings around the country. Do well to stay safe. Bye-bye.